guy who talked to a kangaroo.
Hi there.
Who's always ready to learn about something new.
Wow.
Whose favorite book has all the animals you could wish. Who's proud to say his best friend is a fish.
That's right, it's my man Stanley.
Oh yeah, it's my man Stanley.
Welcome to Stanley's World. Come help him figure out what life is all about.
Who takes you swimming
With dolphins.
Oh yeah.
Laughs with a lion too.
Cool.
No problem Stan can't solve. It's solving it involves having a friend like you. Having a friend like you.
It's Stanley.
It's Stanley. With a friend like you.
It's Stanley.
It's Stanley.
It's Stanley.
The really real dragon.
You're it, Stanley! I'm gonna get you, Lester! Hey, look at me. I'm Marcy the toucan. See how I fly through the trees? Yeah! Look, flying! You're the prettiest toucan ever. You know what? We should pretend that this is a rainforest and we're all animals who live here. Toucans, macaws. You're the man, Animal Stan. I'm gonna be Mimi the macaw, another beautiful rainforest bird. What animal do you want to be, Stanley? What's my favorite rainforest animal? I could be a tiger, or a jaguar, or a boa constrictor. I know what I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be a dragon. A great big blue dragon who could breathe fire through his nose and fly through the air. Wow, that's great. Thanks. Dragons are the coolest animals ever. I want to get one for a pet. But we're all being real animals, Lester. And dragons aren't really real. What do you mean? I mean, there aren't any dragons around anymore. I don't even think there ever were any dragons. Well, that just shows how much you know, Stanley. I've seen lots of pictures. Me too. I've got a book about Princess Patinka. She was really, really scared of a dragon, but then she made friends with it, and they had cocoa together. Oh, and muffins too. But that's just a made-up story, Mimi. Dragons are made up. Oh, no, they're not. You just don't want me to be a dragon because dragons are more fun than any old tiger or jaguar or a bumper sticker. Boa constrictor. That's what I said. If I can't be a dragon, I don't want to play with you guys at all. Well, that's fine with me because dragons aren't really real. Are too. Are not. Are too. Are not.
Time out. Oh, let's just take a moment to remember that it's a beautiful day and we were all having quite a delightful time before this question about dragons came up. What do you think? Are dragons really real or not?
I say they're real. I say they're not. And Marcy knows I'm right. Don't you, Marcy? I think so. Well, Mimi knows I'm right, don't you, Mimi? Sure.
Then might I suggest, before we spoil this extremely beautiful day, that we turn to a certain book I'm sitting on top of?
The great big book of everything?
Shh! They'll hear.
It's the great big book of everything with everything inside. See the world around us. This book's the perfect guide. Let's bring this quarrel to an end. Are dragons real or just pretend?
Let me see. A, B, C, D. Dragon. See? What's it say about them?
It says here that dragons are large lizard-like mythical beasts. They breathe fire and have long, scaly tails.
That's just what I told you.
In Asia, particularly China and Japan, dragons are considered friendly creatures that bring good luck.
That's awesome. I knew they were nice all along. I can't wait to get my very own pet dragon.
I don't know that the pet store has dragons, Lester. At least I never saw one when I was there. And I believe that's because they're mythical.
They're not miserable, Dennis. They're friendly and lucky and fun.
No, not miserable, Mimi. Mythical. A myth is a made-up story.
And that's exactly what dragons are. Made up. Or not. Are too.
Now, that's quite enough of that. It says here that dragons are mythical, and mythical does mean made up. Imaginary. Not coming soon to a pet store near you.
Oh, man.
I'm sorry, Lester. Yeah, me too.
It'd be nice if dragons were really real, but they're not.
Wait a minute. It does say one more thing here. See also Komodo dragon.
Komodo dragon? What's that?
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. K for Komodo dragon. Wow, now this dragon looks really real. I told ya! I told you there were real dragons! Let's go into the book and find out all about them.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Into the book to have some fun! Yay!
Is it a really real dragon?
Indeed it is, Lester.
Yay! I'm right! And I guess I was really, really wrong.
Don't worry about it, Stanley.
Yeah, everybody makes mistakes, even Animal Stan.
Most Komodo dragons live on the island of Komodo in Indonesia, and they're the world's largest living lizards. The Komodo dragon has a scaly body, long neck, strong claws, and sharp, saw-like teeth.
Let's go see it up close.
Yeah!
I want to see it too.
Excuse me? Did everybody hear me say sharp, saw-like teeth? I wouldn't get too close if I were you.
Why not? I want it to be my pet, Dennis.
Oh, no. I don't think so. In fact, I'd recommend that you look at the Komodo dragon from way back here, Lester. Why don't you lend him your stanoscope, Stanley?
Here you go. You can see faraway animals and stuff really clear with this. Thanks, Stanley. Whoa! It's huge!
Oh, yes, indeed. The Komodo dragon can grow up to more than 10 feet long.
That's bigger than the living room couch.
And it can weigh nearly 300 pounds. That's almost twice as much as Stanley's dad weighs.
Where would you put a pet like that?
I don't know. The garage?
Except he might burn it up when he breathes fire.
Whoa, I haven't thought of that.
Well, actually, the Komodo dragon is a lizard and doesn't breathe fire like mythical dragons. But it does have a remarkably stinky breath. Ugh.
Stinky breath? That is so bad.
It has so many stinky, smelly germs in its mouth that it can kill other animals just by biting them. That's why I brush after every meal.
Yuck.
But it wouldn't try to bite Lester, would it? Not my pet dragon. Hi, dragon. Hi.
It says here that this really real living dragon can smell with its forked tongue, and it can tell when anything it wants to eat is nearby.
What does it eat?
Well, deer and wild pigs and water buffaloes, and it isn't coming towards us, is it?
Yep, and it's moving pretty fast, too.
Then I think we should go now because it's also been known to eat people.
People? Oh, let's get out of here! Look out! Stay in there, dragon!
Keep sitting on it, Lester. Don't let him out.
But you were right about dragons being really real, Lester. And I was wrong. Yeah, but I was wrong about the kind of dragons I like. I guess they're just made up.
You know what we should do? We should play pretend dragon games. We don't need to be real rainforest animals today.
That's right. We could be miserable dragons.
Not miserable, baby. Mythical.
Like in a myth.
I want to be a pink dragon with purple polka dots.
Okay.
And I could be a big blue one that flies through the clouds.
Whoa! Watch out for that big cloud.
And I can be a bright red dragon. I'll breathe fire.
I want to be the dragon that drinks cocoa with the princess and tells her that all dragons aren't really bad.
Then come on, everybody. Let's be dragons.
Come on, you pretend to be a dragon too.
I never ever knew there were really real dragons in the world. Did you, Dennis?
Well, no, I have to admit I didn't. But I much prefer the imaginary ones, don't you? They may breathe fire, but at least they don't have stinky, smelly breath.
And they don't use their tongues to smell out animals to eat, like the Komodo dragon.
Precisely. Today, I learned that Komodo dragons are the world's largest living lizards.
And I learned that sometimes when I think I'm right, well, maybe I'm not.
That's a good lesson, isn't it?
Uh-huh. But I know I'm right about one thing, Dennis.
Yeah, what's that?
I know that you're my very own best friend.
And you're mine. Good night, Dragon Boy Stanley. A billy goat for Dad.
Guess what I'm drawing, guys? It lives on a farm.
Oh, I know. It's a farm animal. Oh, I get it. It's a picture of a dog sitting on top of a basketball.
No.
Anyone can see it's a chicken sitting on an egg, Harry.
Or an egg sitting on a chicken.
Can't anybody see it's a picture of a cow? Okay, so it wasn't a very good picture. Drawing animals is hard.
Well, your dad's an artist, you know. Why don't you ask him for a little advice?
Dad,
Hi, Stanley.
I just wanted to show you some pictures I made.
Pictures?
Uh-huh. Animal pictures. They're not as good as I wanted to be, but I thought maybe you could give me some help, because you're so good at drawing.
Well, okay.
See? Here's a cockatoo I drew.
It's beautiful, Stanley. And that's a nice cobra, Stanley. I like the long and curvy shape. You and I should make a great big picture of animals together. We could do it on the wall in your room.
Yeah! Let's do it today, Dad. Let's start right now.
I wish I could, Stanley, but today's my day for yard work.
Yard work?
You know, mowing the lawn, pulling up weeds.
That's no fun.
What's the matter, honey?
Dad and I want to make a great big animal picture together.
That's great.
But he can't do it today because he has to mow the lawn and pull up weeds.
Why don't you just go ahead and make your great big animal picture today and worry about the yard work tomorrow?
When I draw an animal, it helps if I can look at pictures of it and see where it lives.
Oh, I've got lots of pictures. Right here in the great big book of everything.
Terrific. You know, Stanley, I just love it when we get to spend time together like this. Just me and you. It's just me and you, so what'll we do? Let's see if we can learn some things together. It's just you and me, and I can't wait to see what happens when I spend some time with you.
You can be the one who shows me how the world goes round. I know that I can always count on you to help me find my smile when I'm feeling down.
It's just you and me with a little time free. Some time for us to grow closer together. It's just me and you. And to tell you the truth, it's awfully nice just having you around.
It's awfully nice just having you around.
Aw, it's just you and me.
You and me,
It's just you and me.
you and me,
It's just you and me.
you and me.
And it's awfully nice just having you around.
Thank you, Dad. I wish I could do something really, really nice for my dad to thank him.
You could get him a rubber mouse.
Or a doggy chew toy.
Well, those are things you'd like, but I'm not sure my dad would. I know! He doesn't like mowing the lawn, so I'll do it for him.
I'm sure he'd appreciate that very much, Stanley. But you're not old enough to use the lawnmower, I'm afraid. It would be far too dangerous.
Oh, yeah, right. But you know what? If I had an animal to help me out...
Oh, dear.
No, listen, Dennis. If I had an animal that eats grass, I wouldn't need to use the lawnmower. I just need a goat.
A goat?
Yeah, 'cause goats eat grass. Everybody knows that.
They do?
Come on, let's take the great big book of everything out to the yard.
It's the great big book of everything with everything inside. See the world around us. This book's the perfect guide.
Well, that part's over at least. Now get on with the goat part.
We're trying to think of a good rhyme for goat.
Well, how about boat?
Stanley needs to find a goat 'cause he can't mow the lawn with a boat. Oh, oh.
Quite right. Boats are very, very bad lawnmowers, aren't they?
A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Go! Hey, look! These goats are amazing. Look at the way they're eating up all the grass. They just keep chomping away.
Yes, goats are great grass eaters, Stanley. They also eat leaves, flowers, fruits and vegetables. And luckily for you, they spend almost all their time looking for food and then eating it.
Whoa! Cool!
That's your dream, isn't it, Harry? Just eating and eating forever.
No, there's also sleeping.
How come some of the goats have big horns and some have little ones, Dennis?
Well, most female goats have small horns. They're called nanny goats. And most male goats have big horns and they're called billy goats. Can you tell which is the nanny goat? That's right. The one with the small horns is the female or nanny goat.
Look at that little baby goat. It's so cute.
Oh.
Young goats are called kids.
Just like me. I'm a kid too.
Yes, but you don't eat grass the way these kids do. If you did, your problem would be solved.
I love the way they leap and go bah.
I bet you can leap and baa like a goat too. Do you want to try it with Stanley?
I do.
Me too.
Make sure you have lots of room for your leaping and baaing.
Bah! Bah! This is so fun.
I'm a goat! I'm a goat!
Bah, bah.
You're not bad at this either, are you?
Hey, look!
Uh-oh.
This is great. I've got my very own billy goat just like I wanted. Look, Dennis, he's eating the grass. I told you, he's the best lawnmower that ever was. Dad's gonna be so happy. I got the perfect present for him.
Well, he does seem to be doing a good job, I have to admit.
Hooray! Go, Billy Goat!
Except, look where your billy goat's heading, Stanley.
Mom's flowers! Oh, no! Get back! You're supposed to eat the grass, Goat, not the flowers. No, stop! Stop! You're wrecking the garden. Why can't you just eat the grass like a nice goat?
Get him back in the book, Stanley.
Quick! How do I? I know. Goats like to eat flowers. I'll pick a bunch and I'll come after them.
Excellent thinking, Stanley. That certainly got rid of him.
But now what am I gonna do? I haven't got any way to mow the lawn for Dad. And I really, really wanted to do something nice for him. Because he was so nice to me.
Well, at least you tried, dude.
And the goat did eat some of the grass.
You know what I need? A brand new plan.
Let's just think a moment, Stanley. Your dad hates yard work, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah. So the problem isn't really how to mow the lawn. It's how to help Dad with the yard work.
And yard work includes mowing the lawn and pulling up weeds?
Hey, I got it.
He's got it!
Yay!
What'd you get?
I could pull up the weeds all by myself.
And you wouldn't have to use a dangerous machine either.
Or any animal that gobbles up your mom's flowers.
That's right. All I need is my own 2 hands.
Now that sounds like an excellent plan, Stanley.
Yep, and I'm gonna get started on it. Right now.
Stanley's been playing out in the yard an awfully long time, hasn't he?
Uh-huh. I better go tell him dinner's almost ready so he can get cleaned up. Stanley,
Yeah, Dad?
you need to get cleaned up for... Holy mackerel! Stanley Griff, how in the world did you get so dirty?
I was pulling up, weeds, Dad.
Pulling up weeds?
Uh-huh.
You did all this work yourself?
Uh-huh.
Honey, you've got to come out and see this. It's fantastic.
Oh, my goodness. You pulled up every weed in the whole yard, didn't you?
Dad did something really nice for me today, so I wanted to do something really nice for him.
Well, you sure did. You knew I didn't like weeding, so you did it for me. Thank you, Stanley. What a great gift.
And what a great kid.
I guess you know what animal this is, don't you, Dennis?
Indeed I do. It's a goat. And very well drawn, I must say.
Thanks, Dennis. You know, getting a goat to mow the lawn might not have been a good idea, but I sure learned a lot about them today. The females have short horns,
Those are the nanny goats,
and the males have longer horns.
the billy goats.
And their kids are called kids. Dad sure liked what I did for him, didn't he?
Yes, indeed. He's proud to be your dad. Just like I'm proud to be your best friend.
Aw. Good night, Dennis.
Good night, goat kid Stanley.
Stay tuned for Octonauts coming up on Disney Junior.